The first ever mixed race girl group to debut in South Korea was named Chocolat and lasted from the year 2011 up until 2017. So, what happened to them exactly? Well, let's talk about it. Melanie, Tia, Minsoa, Jaeyeon, and Julianne made up the group Chocolat, which were signed by Paramount Music. The girls debuted with their song I Like It, but really gained attention when they came out with the single, and I guess their official debut called Syndrome. Now, I remember the exact day this song dropped on the music shows back in 2011, and I was shook. They were all so pretty to me and had this sound that I immediately fell for. If you guys remember this song, let me know. And if this group is new for you, like your first time hearing about them, go check out the music video for Syndrome and let me know your thoughts. I'm very interested. So, according to Wiki, the girls became models for NBA Korea, which is pretty big. I didn't even know that there was an NBA Korea, so that's interesting. Now, they went on to release two EPs and one single before they unofficially disbanded. They were around for several years, so why so little music, right? I mean, they were only nominated for one award and actually won an award as well during their time promoting. Their last known activities were in 2013, but it wasn't until 2017 that we got the news of their disbandment. So Tia made it seem like she left the group on February 3rd, 2017, when she confirmed it on her IG. But Melanie exposed the truth on what really went down when she went on to do an interview with a website called K-Apocalypse on February 14th on the same year, and this is what she had to say. So, the interviewer asks, Chocolat has disbanded, is that correct? Melanie says, yes, we did. She's asked, when did that actually happen? I know that Black Tinkerbell was the last song Chocolat came out with, and there was a long period of nothing. I'm not sure what happened after that. Melanie responds, our contract officially ended in February of 2017. The entire time until now, everyone was just kind of laying low, doing our own thing, waiting until the contract was over. But because of the contract, we were legally bound and not able to say anything. We weren't able to make statements, which is why everyone was like, what are you guys doing? Why aren't you saying anything? And we were like, I really wish I could, but I can't. So sad. So that makes a lot of sense. So Melanie is asked, what do you think held the group back from being more successful? She said, definitely the company. Period. She's asked, how so? Melanie responds, I read in Sarah's interview that she mentioned this too. No matter how talented the individual is, it's the company that backs them up and the company that has the power. It's really, really true. Because no matter how much we practiced and no matter how much we interacted with our fans, tried to put up a good front, tried to have a good reputation, if it's not our company getting us gigs or pushing for us or talking to all these other producers about us, there's really only as far as we can go unless for whatever reason we became viral, which obviously never happened. Interesting. So Melanie is asked, what broke the group up, or why did you stop dropping stuff after Black Tinkerbell? Melanie laughs and says, so direct. So she's told by the interviewer, pick whichever version of that question applies. So this is what Melanie says. Okay, so what broke the group up? In my opinion, and I'm just going to say this is my opinion so other people aren't like, that's not what went on. In my opinion, it was a long time coming. I mean, a really long time coming. I want to say maybe since the beginning of the group, I saw it coming just because of the way that we were treated, not just by the company, but by the whole industry. Me personally, I was just so overwhelmed and shocked. I grew to almost hate the industry because of the way it was making me feel and the things that it was telling me to do. Living with four other girls, three other girls in the end, you butt heads to, we're not going to all get along. Eventually, people have different views about things, especially with us and the company. There was a lot of stuff that we didn't agree on, but we were kind of forced to do. The company did give us a lot of leniency in certain ways, but for the most part, it was you do this. If I tell you to do this, you have to do this. And I guess for a lot of other K pop stars and trainees, it's easy for them to abide by that. But for me, for whatever reason, I just couldn't handle it. It was just too much for me. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Now, with Melanie being like, I guess, she grew up in America, so she's just used to probably being more autonomous and independent and kind of like, having more control and say so of what she wants to do. And over there in Korea, it's just like, oh no, you have to do this, you have to do that. And just like a whole lot of like criticism, and she probably just wasn't used to that. Like other people were like probably used to conforming and bowing down and things like that. And she's just like, oh, no, 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 no. This feels weird. This feels wrong. I'm uncomfortable. And I totally like can understand where she's coming from. So the interviewer goes on to ask her, does she keep in contact with any of the girls? And Melanie says, actually, I don't keep in contact with a lot of the girls. I only keep in contact with one girl who is Julianne. That's not because of any particular reason. It's just me and Julianne. We really bonded over the few years and happened to keep in contact. She says, I know the other girls are doing fine. They're doing their own thing. I think Tia's going to online schooling right now or something. And I saw a tweet that she posted. I honestly have no idea what Soa is doing. I haven't talked to her in years. So the interviewer asks, so what are you doing with yourself at the moment? Melanie responds, I've moved to the States. I'm no longer in Korea. I'm married and I'm starting to go to school online. And that's all I've been up to. So, woo, congratulations to my girl. She is settled down, doing her own thing, living her best life, getting her education on, and I'm so proud and happy for her. So the interviewer goes on to say, what are you studying? And Melanie responds, I don't have a major yet. I'm just trying to get my general studies associate degree right now because I really have no idea what I want to do with my life. But I'm assuming it'll come to me when the time is right. And that is so true. If you don't know what you want to do or you don't have any idea, it's good to just take like general courses and just go for your AAS and just see what comes to you later on. You have to dibble and dabble in several things so that you can really figure out what it is that you want to do. Her wanting to be an idol didn't really work out, so now she's trying to like rediscover herself and find what she's really into and what she wants to spend her life on. And that's really good. I'm very happy for her. So the interviewer asks her what advice would she give to anybody who wants to get into the K-pop industry and the entertainment industry in general, but specifically the K-pop industry, as it is much different than how Western entertainment industries are ran. This is what Melanie had to say. I'm just going to say exactly what Sarah said. Don't do it. But if you are going to do it, please, please, believe me when I say it's nothing like how you think it is going to be. It's not all the glamour. It's not just fun and games. You have to be mentally prepared. Especially, I know there's a lot of foreigners who want to become K-pop stars. I see a lot of foreigners going to the K-pop star singing show. And when there's that cultural difference, which was the hardest part for me, you grow up a certain way, but you're trying to make it in a different culture where you have to do things differently and be different. It's really hard because you have to learn to adapt, and you may not want to adapt, or you may try, but you might just be like me, and you might just be like, F you. In the end, to everyone asking, no, I don't think I'll ever go back into K-pop. Yes, I know Tia is still trying to be in K-pop. I support her. She can do her own thing. I think she'll be great if she does get out there. And I'm alive. I'm not dead. I see a lot of people saying, is she even alive? That's hilarious. I'm glad Melanie is alive and she's well and she's doing good. The whole interview is very interesting. I highly suggest you guys check it out. I just pulled from certain questions that aligned with the theme of this video, which is me trying to figure out why this group disbanded. So that's pretty much what it is. I just want you guys to have like a clearer picture of what's going on. Now, in the interview, she does also mention that it was pretty hard for her, like just growing up and being in there. She was basically saying that anytime they did something, they would just be like criticized heavily, and they would be told that everything they're doing is wrong. They need to be better and better and better and better and better, just so like that would motivate them so that they wouldn't like, I guess, like falter or like fall below the expectations. But that type of negative energy just really sucks to hear all the time. Like, you would rather be like given like positive feedback and stuff like that than being told like, no, you're bad, no, you need to do better, oh, you suck, and then having to live with these girls who are just like totally different from you, and like she said, you just butt heads with them and you're expected to like get along and just like be fake friendly, nice in front of the camera and stuff. And then like she was a kid, she was like doing this stuff when she was literally like a young teenager. So those are the time of your years when it's like really crucial, like you're kind of like being molded into the person that you're going to become. And this is a time like where like you could be like made or broken, like it's very easy to really like change a child's perspective on life, because you can mold them into who they're going to be for the rest of their life. Luckily, she's strong enough and strong-minded to know like, hey, I can look back on this and reflect and just know that I tried my best, but this industry is not for me per se. And it is what it is. So it's very interesting to me. Instead of like having to fish for conclusions from the comment sections of news and questions threads, I was able to get a seemingly concrete answer right from the horse's mouth. Now, I'm glad that Melanie shed some light on what went down. Like I said, the entire interview is fascinating, and she really does give us insight as to what truly goes on behind the scenes of these K-pop groups. So remember, when these groups are debuting, like, please, everybody, be kind. Don't bash them, because like Melanie like revealed, they're already getting verbally abused and negative energy from their label and managers and such. They're told awful things as a means to motivate them and to want them to do better, which in most cases it results in the opposite or even worse, self-harm, and we do not want that. So please be nice about what you say in regards to these idols. Give them some slack, and remember that the glitz and the glam that you see on your screen is just a facade. These are real people who deal with real problems that none of us will ever truly understand unless we venture down that path. Well, that is it for this video, you guys, because I couldn't find anything else in regards to what the girls are up to recently. It's safe to assume that they've rejoined society as regular working class citizens and have left the traumatic lifestyle, otherwise known as the entertainment industry, behind. Of course, that's just my take on it. Don't take it to heart. If the shoe don't fit, don't wear it, baby. Now, I will see you guys on the next video. Salam.